Yo guys, and welcome to this video here covering the fourth matchup of the European Promo-Relegation tournament here. This match is between Solary and the Stonkers. The winner of this will be playing in the RLCS for Season 10 here. Both of these two teams coming from the rival series, so neither of them played in the RLCS for Season 9, so we will have at least one new team from this tournament in RLCS next season here. Solary obviously not starting off too great, but then having a great run at the end of the season to get into this tournament, and Stonkers obviously previously Espanyol were one of the favourites to get into the RCS, maybe even finish in first place, but they crumbled towards the end of the season, so they're looking to change that here. But it's Solary that try and start off on the front foot in this game one here, just 23 seconds in. However, this ball is taken away by Tox, pops downfield, Stake looking to get follow-up, tries to go under one. The follow-up shot from Zamway is good there, and Stonkers will take the lead in this game one on the counter-attack here. Stake having a good opportunity to put the shot on net, jumping, trying to fade, but gets it horribly wrong here, and then ends up just landing almost on top of the ball. It nearly works though as a dummy, and he nearly goes under Melashishu there, but he gets a touch. However, Zamway on the follow-up just comes in, and this is such a perfectly placed shot out of the reach of the defender on the goal line there, and it's Stonkers that strike first in game one. Just over half the game remaining now, and Solary looking for an equaliser here as Kieran pushes towards this ball on the side wall in the Stonkers back corner here. Melashishu just rotating out behind there on the bottom of your screen. Kieran will take it round the wall, win the 50-1, getting it out in front of net here, then gets the second touch away from the defender, diving in, looking for a pass over to a teammate here, but his teammate will just leave it for Melashishu, who comes in and slams this ball home here for Solary. A great equalising goal. Melashishu starting the attack originally there by taking it downfield and transitioning out of defence, and then falls to Kieran, who puts a great ball back into the box here. So perfectly picked out to his teammate there, gets two players to dive in on the play as well, and it's just a free shot for Melashishu to come in there. Exotic just backing up out of the way. The pass was originally meant for him, but Melashishu got the momentum, comes in and slams this ball top right hand corner there. It's a wonderful finish, and Solary equalise. Kieran now looking to take this ball out of his own back corner here for Solary and set up some offense to try and find this winning goal here. As he takes it round the wall, his touch is too heavy, it will be taken away by Tox there. He'll 50 it into the midfield. That touch then from Zamway, and then the next one to dunk on Melashishu, and that ball will just go clean in there. Solary just getting a bit too eager, pushing downfield. It was a good takeaway by Tox in the midfield. However, he didn't get a solid hit on it, so the attack was still on for Solary. They're not in a bad position here, but this touch by Zamway just to take it off Melashishu, and the fact he gets it up buys time for himself and his team, and actually allows him even to come round and just dunk on this ball over the head of Melashishu there. Exotic and Kieran in the backfield just split too far apart, not covering the goal there, and Zamway just comes in, rolls that ball on target off the inside of the post there, and Stonkers are actually able to see out this lead here in game one with just 39 seconds remaining, so they take the game and they're 1-0 up in the series. Right at the start of game two then here, off the kick off this ball, 15 straight up in the air, where Zamway will look to pick it up, gets the flip reset, comes back to the ground, gets it horribly wrong, but absolute chaos, and the ball just ends up going in here for the Stonkers. I don't really know what to say about this. This is absolute chaos on the part of Solary here. This ball just pops straight up off the kickoff. It's a good touch originally by Zamway, and then he gets the flip reset, looking to flip back into it here, misses entirely, gets it horribly wrong. Melashishu there just jumping about, not knowing what is going on there, making a horrible mess of things. Kieran then coming in perhaps thinks Melashisu's going to come take this ball, but he's just jumped around on the goal line, so Kieran leaves it and it ends up bouncing towards net. Zamwe just lands, gets back to it, puts a little extra touch on it to finish it off there. From a Solary point of view, that's a terrible goal to concede, just poor communication and a terrible mistake by Melashisu on the goal line there. But Stonkers, they won't care, they're 1-0 up in game 2. Stonkers now really starting to pick up momentum then here in this series, as they're looking to start up some offense again and here on the counter-attack. Solary needs to be careful not to let this series slip away here, as on the attack this ball, Zamwe looking for a dunk, can't find it, but Tox will pick it up off the wall. A wonderful pass over towards Zamwe, and this ball goes in here for the Stonkers. They get the second goal here in game 2. It was a wonderful counter-attack. Zamwe was looking for the dunk. They had a 2-on-1. He couldn't find it. It was well done with a good touch out to the side, but there was no follow-up from the defender, which allowed Tox to guard the wall, take control of it himself, pops it out into the middle, comes off the wall boosting, flips into it here to get there before exhausting, and then the pinpoint accuracy and the vision to pick out this pass over to Zamwe, who's coming in over the head of Kieran here and just slams this ball home underneath the defender there. A brilliant finish, a brilliant goal. Solary getting caught out there being too aggressive, and Stonkers double their advantage. Just over 2 minutes gone in this game 2. Then here on this ball is loose in the midfield, where it will be picked up by Solary. It's hit towards net. Zamwe coming in off the side ball, low boost, so not much he can do here with this one. Just ends up dropping it down into a dangerous area, and in comes Melashisu to slam this one home for Solary, just capitalising on that error here. It was a great win by Exotic to get up for this ball and win in the midfield here to keep this pressure on the Stonkers, as they were trying to get it clear but couldn't get any power on their clears. So Solary just kept coming and eventually wore this Stonkers defense down. They were low on boost, and it cost Zamwe here, as he couldn't get a solid touch on that ball but felt he had to take it away from Kieran, who was coming in at it, and he ends up just passing it straight over to Melashisu there, and he just slams that ball home. Tox on the goal line, nothing he can do, and Solary cut the lead in half. Straight in then off the kickoff here, and this ball 15 out towards the Stonkers net. Melashisu gets there first, sticks in his second of the game, Solary's second, and they scored 2 quick goals to equalise here. It's a great win on the kickoff for Exotic, just delaying slightly and angling his car towards the net there, so it goes in the direction of the Stonkers goal over the head of Zamwe, who was trying to cheat up, and Stake trying to come round on the backfield here. Can't get there before Melashisu, who does well to get round this ball to hit it away from Stake. Otherwise he might have had the block on this ball. A great kick-off for Solary, perhaps exactly what they needed in this series here. Stonkers might be a bit disappointed about that, but there's nothing they can do. Solary, with 2 quick goals, equalise. The ball now loose in the midfield here. It's one player from either team looks to challenge this ball. Kieran will get there before the Stonkers player wonderful pass over to Melashisu, over to Exotic, who drops this one in here. A wonderful counter attack from Solary. Zamwe just coming in at this ball here, expecting Kieran to get there first, but Kieran just waits, baits him out. Zamwe misses, looking for a block, so Kieran can then just tap this forward on low boost. Melashisu coming in, flipping forward, keeping the counter attack going here, and the defender on the goal line expecting the shot, but Melashisu just picks out a wonderful pass there over to Exotic. It's a great goal from Solary, really beginning to show up in this series now. Tox absolutely no chance on the goal line there. Solary have just begun adapting to the Stonkers play style and have really woken up in this series here. They've come back from 2-0 down, and they're 3-2 up now in game 2. Melishisu now trying to take this ball out of his own back corner here for Solary, as Stonkers are trying to push for this equaliser, as suddenly they find themselves behind here in game 2 after this brilliant turnaround by Solary. Melishisu will pick up this boost, take it over the head of one, look for a bump, and that shot from Exotic goes into the bottom corner there. Stake just pushing too far forward. Tox diving in and on the backfield. Stake trying to get back there for the Stonkers, but he had to avoid Melishisu, who was looking for the bump, just letting Exotic take over, and it's a perfectly placed shot out of the reach of Stake, who was trying to dive back to that ball but couldn't get there. Solary now double their advantage. It's 4-2. 7 seconds left now in this game, all but over really here, as Solary are 4-2 up, having completed this wonderful comeback, and it's Stonkers who are going to have to try and adapt to this new Solary playstyle and see what they can do going into this next game here. But Melishisu still wanting more goals, taking this ball away in the midfield. Kieran picks it up and just taps it home into the empty net, rubbing salt in the wounds there of the Stonkers. It's a great win in the midfield by Melishisu, taking it away from Stake, and Kieran just already downfield takes control of that ball. That's a wonderful first touch there, putting it out in front of goal. Such a difficult first touch to make, and then just taps it home. Stonkers, I'm sure they won't really be too worried about conceding that goal there. The game was already over really. They were pushing downfield, just hoping something would come their way, prepared to leave their net open. At that point, Solary just tap it home, make it 5-2. They take game 2, and it's 1-1 in the series now. As we move into game 3 then here, just over a minute into this one, and Solary looking to keep up this scoring run from the last game after they scored 5 straight goals, and they're on the attack again here, just penning in this Stonkers defence there. As you can see, Zamwe pushing all the way downfield to try and get boost. State was trying to take the ball out of defence there, but was unable to, and it's taken away by Kieran, who's looking to take this ball round here. It's taken away by Tox, but Melishisu on the follow, looking for a double touch. He finds it, finishes that one off there for Solary. Just the pressure too much for the Stonkers to deal with in the end. They couldn't get this ball clear, just kept coming back and back until eventually there was a gap. Nobody going for this ball off the back wall for the Stonkers. Someone had to try and challenge that ball and make the clear. They should have seen Melishisu had the read, and he does incredibly well to put this ball out of the reach of the defenders there into the far corner. He's playing extremely well in this tournament, played incredibly well in his first series, and he's showing up again here. Solary strike first in game 3. The ball now in the Solary back corner here, as Melishisu looks to clear this ball long downfield, hits it off the wall, looking to get back to his own touch here. Stake takes it away, but only gives up possession to Exotic, over to Melishisu, to Kieran, who puts this one in for Solary. An incredible passing play here by Solary. Stake just picking up that ball in the midfield there off of Melishisu's here, but handing it straight back over to Solary by hitting it straight up into the air, where Exotic can come in, and he has great vision there to pick out Melishisu downfield, who's just got the boost still, and then Melishisu, as Zamwe comes diving in, just plays a wonderful pass up into the middle over towards Kieran, who's got the momentum coming in, gets there before Tox and drops this ball underneath him into the net there. No chance for Zamwe, trying to come back round. A brilliant passing goal from Solary, who are looking like they might just run away with this series, because Stonkers have to find a way to stop this offense, otherwise that will happen. Solary are 2-0 up in game 3. Just under 3 minutes left to go now, on the ball again then here is in the Solary back corner, as Stonkers look to apply some pressure and get back into this one. It'll be taken round on the wall here by Stake, who drops it down over to Tox, who puts this one in here. A great response from the Stonkers, having conceded not that long ago. They respond well, get on offense, the ball off the kickoff, going into the Solary back corner here, and then they just apply pressure, don't allow them out, and then Stake decides to take control of the ball, go up and around the wall, and then that's a wonderful drop down pass over to Tox, who coming in has the momentum now, gets there before Kieran, the exact opposite to the Solary's previous goal at the other end here, and Tox just drops this ball in over the head of Melishisu on the goal line. Stonkers cut the lead in half. Just 44 seconds left now. Stonkers needing this equalising goal here to tie up this game 3, but Solary just keeping the pressure on, stopping them getting onto offense here as Exotic looks to challenge this ball with Tox here on the sidewall. He comes in, gets the touch around, won't have any follow-up, but Melishisu comes in, launches this towards net. It's just wide, but the follow-up from Kieran is slammed in there. Solary restored their 2-goal lead. The pressure just too much for the Stonkers to handle. They couldn't get out of defense, just starved of boost, and Samway there just driving out, expecting his teammate to have a clear, realises he won't, has to turn around, but it's too late. If he touches this, he would only bury it into his own net, so Kieran just comes in, slams that ball home there, and Solary restore their 2-goal lead. A long clear then coming out here for the Stonkers as they need 2 quick goals now. Kieran trying to deal with this ball, unable to, and then Zamway comes in, sticks this ball home for the Stonkers here. They get one back off that long clear. Solary just sitting far back, inviting the pressure, expecting to be able to deal with it, but Kieran trying to touch it up to himself, can't get back to his own hit. Stake comes in, takes it away from him. It's a great hit off the ceiling, makes it so difficult for Exotic to deal with as it's dropping down in front of net, and Zamway always going to go for this ball, has nothing to lose in going for it, just goes up, gets there first, drops it round Exotic on the goal line there, and Stonkers pull within 1. With just 6 seconds left now, this game all but over really here, as Melishisu just sends this ball long down into the Stonkers half here, trying to see the game out, but ends up getting there before Stake puts it towards net, and he will eventually put this one in here, securing the game for his team. Is actually Kieran with the long clear here, picking out a wonderful pass over to Melishisu actually, and he does incredibly well to beat Stake to this ball, and then Samway on the goal line trying to control it, ends up just hitting it straight in front of his own net, and Melishisu just falling out the sky, says thank you very much, taps that ball home, seals the game for his team there with a wonderful little passing play out of defense to transition onto offense. That goal makes it 4-2. That's how it finishes in game 3. So Solary are now 2-1 up in the series. We move into game 4 then now, and just under 3 minutes to go here. The ball loose in the midfield will be picked up by Kieran, who hit it into the back corner, get a double touch. The demo there on Exotic looks to have allowed Stonkers to get this ball clear, but Melishisu just comes in, reads the touch, rolls this ball on net here for Solary. They continue this momentum with this goal. Stonkers just failing to deal with this ball. It's a great demo there on Exotic to open up the space for the clear, but then this clear from Stake just weak, nowhere near good enough, too easy to read as well. He needs to get more power on that pass over to Zamway there, and Melishisu reads it perfectly, just comes in, Tox driving out of net. They're expecting his teammates to go and take this ball clear, and that ball just 50s there between Melishisu and Zamway into the corner. Nothing Tox can do on the backfield. A great read on the play by Melishisu, but a terrible mistake on defense for the Stonkers, and Solary strike first in game 4. Not long after then here, and the Stonkers looking to respond immediately and tie this game up here as Talks looks to take it into the corner. It pops towards the middle. Zamway takes the 50 and State with the follow-up shot puts this ball in. A great angle on that shot there. Stonkers just pushing forward, pressing straight for this equaliser. It's a great response from them. It's a good 50 here from Zamway, positioning his car absolutely perfectly behind that ball to make sure Exotic can't get it clear, and Solary just losing their rotation slightly under the pressure. As you can see, both Melishisu and Kieran sort of in the same position there. They need to be more spread out. One person needs to be back in net there. Melishisu tries to get up and make the block, unable to. The shot is too good, crossbar and in. Kieran can't get back to it, and Stonkers with a great response equalise. Straight in off the kickoff then here, and this ball bouncing off the sidewall. Zamway getting up the pressure straight back on from the Stonkers, and State puts in his second of the game here. They're finally starting to adapt to this Solary playstyle, just winning the kickoff and putting pressure on straight away here. It worked for a couple of their goals in that previous game 3, and they've done it well here, winning the kickoff. Bounces off the sidewall. Zamway first to react, gets there before Exotic, and then in comes Stake. Melishisu stranded in net, can't get up to make that block. Stake just had to pick his spot, which is exactly what he does there to finish that one off. Stonkers need to just play more aggressive. This has been a matchup mostly about who will be quickest to the ball, and Stonkers are starting to come back into it here as they're now 2-1 up in game 4. Stonkers now really beginning to apply the pressure here as the momentum continues to swing in this series. As a demo from Melishisu, has opened up more space here for the Stonkers on offense. Tox hitting that ball off the back wall. This ball then just popped up by Melishisu having spawned in, but it's into a really dangerous area here where Zamway comes in. His shot just wide, but the follow-up from Tox will be put in there to the empty net. Both teams in this series really struggling to deal with this pressure. It's just which team can be the fastest to the ball, and right now it's the Stonkers with that momentum here. This is a great hit from Zamway because the fact he actually just puts it wide, he was probably trying to score, but because it goes wide, it gets defenders to jump as they think it's on target, and that means there's nobody to go for this follow-up as it bounces out into the middle. All the defense jumping at that previous ball, and Tox just taps it home into the empty net there. That goes actually enough for Stonkers to see out this 2-goal lead until the end of game 4 here, so they take this game and make it 2-2 in the series. Now then, we're into game 5 here, and this one starts to be a very crucial game in the series, and right now it's Stonkers that have the momentum here. It's just 16 seconds in. Again, they win the kickoff and they're on the offense, if applying pressure here in this corner. The ball hit up into the middle by Stake over to Tox, who puts this one in here. Stonkers continuing as they left off in game 4 here, applying lots of pressure. Stake just getting to that ball first, beating Kieran, and then on the back wall, this is just an incredible pass, picking out his teammate inch perfectly here, hitting it out into the middle once, and that extra little tap to take it away from Melishisu and over to Tox, just leaves the defender stranded on the goal line there. Kieran can't get round. Tox just rolls it into the bottom corner there. Stonkers with a great way to start off here in game 5. It's 1-0. Just over a minute gone now, and a long clear coming out here from Melishisu. Downfield will be picked up by Stake, but he only gives it straight back to Melishisu. Pass it over to Kieran, over to Exotic, who puts this one in here. Solary responding well in this important game 5 there. A poor touch by Stake, just handing possession straight back to Solary, but in the offensive zone, and then Melishisu, a wonderful pass over to Kieran. We've seen Solary do these wonderful passing plays time and time again here, and Exotic coming in on a difficult angle, just puts the shot towards net. Tox with a poor hit there, probably a missed flip out of the way maybe, because he should have had that ball. He got a little touch on it, should have done way better with that one. It wasn't the best of shots from Exotic, but it did get all three players to go, so the net would have been open anyway on the follow-up there. Solary will take the goal. It's 1-1. Just under half a game left now, and Exotic taking this ball out of his own back corner here, but he's low on boost, fakes out the first one, goes under them, flicks over the second one, looking to get this ball into the mid now, passes it over to Kieran, who slams this one in. This is just incredible play by Exotic to take this ball downfield all by himself on low boost, but Stonkers will be kicking themselves. They had lots of opportunities to deal with this ball, but no one could get a solid challenge on it. They allowed him to get way too far there. That's a great flick over Zamway there, and then he just takes back control of it on the wall in a dangerous position. Such a tough position for the defender in net. Tox trying to get up and block the pass, but he can't get there. He just picks out Kieran at the back post. The net is wide open. He comes in, taps that ball home there, Kieran, and Solary have the lead. Stonkers now needing an equaliser here as Solary try and pen them in on defence here, but they'll be able to get out now with this pass from Stake over to Zamway there, who'll then pop it out into the mid up to Tox, who'll just shoot this ball on net into the top right hand corner there. A perfect shot from him. This is incredible Rocket League and absolutely perfect transitional play, what every single team is trying to do in this situation, and they've nailed it right here in an important moment. Stonkers, a great transitional passing play, Stake over to Zamway, up into the middle, over to Tox, Kieran on the backfield, not in a bad position, but the shot just inch perfect from Tox towards that top right hand corner. Nothing Kieran can do to get back to that, and Stonkers equalise. Game 5 then here, going to overtime with 2 minutes and 37 seconds in. This could be a really crucial moment in this series here, and a really crucial moment in these players' careers. So who is going to step up and take this opportunity as the ball is loose, pinching out towards the Solary back corner here. Zamway looking to touch it there, gets a little flick on over to the wall, coming up the wall now, flips down off the ceiling, gets a hit onto the back wall, and follow up there from Stake, who puts this ball in for the Stonkers. They take the win in this crucial moment. What a play from Zamway, that little extra flick as he wave dashed into the ball there and then carrying it through the air, getting that last second flip onto the back wall. Melishisu and Exotic both waiting, but nothing they can do. No one can block the follow-up from Stake. The fact that both of them were on the back wall there meant no one could get out to the ball. That was their mistake. Somebody should have stayed on the floor or gone back to net. Kieran, who was on the goal line, stood absolutely no chance there. That ball just rocketed past him. A great counter-attack off that pinch by the Stonkers, but perhaps could have been dealt with there by Solary. But Stonkers, they take the win 3-2, and they're now 3-2 up in the series. As we move into Game 6 now then, Stonkers just one game away from securing a spot in the RLCS for Season 10. Solary looking to stop that from happening now, so they try and get the momentum back towards them in this series here, but this ball will be picked up on the halfway line there, and that player actually getting bumped into the ball there by Kieran. So Zamway, I believe it is now flying towards the ball here and actually dunks on Melishisu's clear, and it pops out over to the side here where Tox will turn on this ball, shoot it towards net. It's a great save on the goal line, but in comes Stake to tap this ball home here and put Stonkers in front, give them a crucial advantage in this series here. Bump, a bit unfortunate there for Kieran. You can see what he's going for, and once Zamway dunks on that ball. It pops out here over to Tox. This is a brilliant shot, forces an absolutely incredible save out of Exotic there on the goal line, but it only drops straight down into the middle in front of net, straight into a danger area where State will just come in, tap this ball home into the empty net there, give his team the advantage in this game 6. It's 1-0. 57 seconds left now, and Solary are in a really difficult position to turn this one around here, as Stonkers are just in a position to sit back and try and see this game out here to take the series win. But this ball loose in the midfield will be launched down here over to Kieran by Exotic, who'll put this one in on the counter. Stonkers just overexerting themselves there as they pushed for that second goal, which they didn't actually need. They could have just been more defensive there, and it's cost them as this free clear comes out for Exotic, and it's a great hit downfield. The defender on the backfield diving in, being too aggressive. That could turn out to be a very costly error here, as Exotic just launches that ball past them. Kieran, making his way downfield, just drops that ball into the empty net there. Never going to miss. A great counter attack from Solary, and they equalise. Exotic now looking to pick this ball up here in his own back corner, unchallenged. An 85 boost to work with here as a demo has just come out on one of the Stonkers players, which will open up some space here on the backfield. Exotic will pop it up, land on the wall, get back to his touch. Another demo there means the net is wide open in this overtime, and Shisu will just tap it in there. Stonkers were one goal away there in that overtime from getting a spot in the RLCS for Season 10, but the two demo of plays, Solary just getting extremely aggressive in this overtime here. And once that player, Zamway I believe it is, dives in on that midfield ball there and doesn't come out with a touch, and Shisu takes the defender out the game. The net is wide open for Shisu just to turn and tap this ball in. Such a clever play, but great play by Exotic to get it round those two players who were pushing him in the midfield there. Stonkers, those players may feel they should have done better on those challenges. They did get beat quite easily there, and then the demo opens up the net. Shisu just taps it home. It's a great win for Solary, and that will send us to Champions Field. We move into Game 7 then here in this series, which has been incredibly close, and we've had some fantastic Rocket League on display here. But one of these teams has to take the deciding game and secure their spot in the RLCS for Season 10. Stonkers looking to do it here. It's just over a minute in. Tox taking this ball through the air down the field, ends up giving up possession to Kieran though, who launches this ball for the follow from Kieran. He then puts this one in here for Solary. The first goal in Game 7 is always so crucial, and it's Solary that have it. It was Exotic, who took control of this ball in the midfield, launching it down towards the Stonkers net, and State just beaten to this ball here by Kieran, just positions his car perfectly to block that Claire Stake as she does get there first, but Kieran just reading the play perfectly, dunks this ball in off the ceiling, and the demo there on the defender to make sure that ball goes in. Solary using these demos and being more aggressive here is how they've adapted to this Stonkers team that took 2 straight games and were beginning to pick up momentum here. Stonkers can't do anything about these players as their defenders just aren't there because they're being taken out of the game. Such clever play by Solary. They've got the crucial first goal. It's 1-0 in Game 7. 46 seconds left now, and Stonkers in a pretty similar position to the one Solary were in the last game, needing to tie the scores up with not long left here to keep their hopes alive of gaining promotion from this series as they look to try and take the ball out of defense here. However, Exotic, ready and waiting, 54 boost to work with, picks up this ball, just penning this Stonkers team in here, and then this is incredible play to boost into this ball and touch around the last defender, give Shisu an open net to tap this ball home and double the advantage here for Solary. The Stonkers players, both Zamway and Tox, just caught in this same corner here, and it leaves them exposed as once Tox loses that challenge, it's just Stake on the backfield and Exotic. That's an incredible touch as it baits Stake in, thinking he's got a chance at that ball, and Exotic just taps it round him off the wall. Melishisu, ready and waiting in the middle, taps that ball home into the empty net, and that goal there will secure the game win for Solary and the series win as they take that game. They had a great run towards the end of the season there. Stonkers, again though, in a wonderful position to gain promotion to the RCS, and a bit like in the end of the rival series season, they crumbled at the crucial moment here, but Solary have come strong. They've taken the win. Stonkers will still have another chance at gaining promotion though, as they drop down to the lower half of the bracket to face off against Endpoint here. But it's Solary that have come out on top in this wonderful series where we've seen some great Rocket League and it's been extremely close. They take the series win 4-3. Right guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I also hope that you will be tuning in for the final video of the season tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then.